Welcome, Yogi. Today we're going to talk about the difference between Cobra pose and upward facing dog pose. These two poses are used interchangeably in your sun salutation practice between Chaturanga Dandasana and downward facing dog. And I want to stress really first off that neither of these poses is better than the other one. They're very different while being similar. So bhujangasana, Cobra pose, is closer to the ground. And while it can be classed as a gentler pose because there are more gentle options to it, it really can target upper back mobility. So if you're struggling with spinal mobility or rounding of your upper back and postural trouble, then this pose is going to be great as it helps you to build the strength to open up the front of the body again and strengthen the back of your body. Also, it's very strengthening for the triceps and biceps. Upward facing dog, which is classed as the more advanced of the two postures, requires a bit more spinal flexibility, leg strength, and also ankle flexibility, which can be quite difficult for some people. So remember, neither one of these is better than the other. You'll find one perhaps more accessible than the other, and you can try both and see which one feels best. The main thing to be mindful of is to experience no pain, especially in your low back, no compression or pressure there. So we'll talk about a way to help you feel more spacious in this pose. And my goal today is to help you find which one you would enjoy the most and which will benefit your practice the most. Okay, so let's start out with Cobra pose. We're going to begin lying on the ground to look at this. As I say, you enter this pose after Chaturanga in sun salutations. Though there's many different places you may come to this from in a Vinyasa class. So as you had lowered down from Chaturanga, perhaps from the knees or up, you'll slowly lower down. And your hands, if they have been in Chaturanga, are almost in the right spot. You stretch your legs out, slightly separate them and place the tops of your feet on the ground. Now press a bit into your feet so your legs actually activate. In Cobra, try to keep your elbows squeezed in. And you'll raise up, I'll place my head down to start off with. You'll roll up, lifting the back of the head up and the shoulders rolling onto the back to help you lift here. You have some pressure through the hands to lift you. So Cobra can be close to the ground, especially if your back is a little bit tight or if you have some of those postural issues we mentioned earlier. So you can come up just a little. If you feel comfortable there, you could roll up a little bit more. Getting a little bit into the middle back too, and soften down. And so you're keeping your elbows close to the body. As you push into the hands, if you feel some discomfort in the low back, you can also feel like you're sliding them back towards the back of the mat. They're glued to the mat, so they're not going to move, but feeling that pulling back can help you to lengthen out of the low back a little bit. Try that one more time. Start with the head on the ground. Elbows close in. Roll your shoulders together and lift your chest, gently pressing into the hands. And this time, keep your feet firm on the mat and draw your heels of your hands towards your feet. Feel that lengthening through of the chest as if it's going towards the front of the mat. Soften it down. And we'll sit back for a moment. If this is a new pose to you, child's pose can feel really nice to reset your back, or sitting neutrally too. One of the biggest things that will make a difference to your Cobra pose is where you look, and it depends on how high you come up as to where you should look. It can be tempting, and I do this a lot myself and have to correct almost every time, to lift your head much further up and look really high because you feel like that might be giving you more of a back bend. But that's not necessarily the case. It can be better for your neck and shoulders if you actually keep the back of the neck fairly long. And so I'll demo that really quickly now to show you where your gaze would change to help you understand how this will feel in your practice. So from your knee Chaturanga, you would lower down. Cobra happens on the inhale, the feet press down. Then nice and wide, give yourself some space. Roll your chest up. Like I say, my temptation is often to look all the way up there, but it creases the neck rather than extends. So if you are about middle point here, looking straight forwards, just at the floor in front of your mat, is about right. If you lower down, if your Cobra is a little lower than that, if you come up to here and feel that this is a perfect height for you, looking just at the front of your mat, just the edge, would be enough. Keeping the back of the neck long. And we'll sit our way back. So Cobra will help you to strengthen your arms, stretch out the abdomen, stretch out the front of the legs, and is a great starting back bend. Upward facing dog is also cued during sun salutations, which is why we are looking at them together today, because it can be confusing, especially if you're new to yoga. Which one should I choose? What's the difference? What does it mean? So you're now familiar with Cobra, bhujangasana. Upward facing dog is urdhva, mukha, svanasana. Upward facing dog, we straighten the arms, and in doing so, it lifts the thighs and the pelvis up, so the whole body is actually lifted, other than the feet and the hands. So let's have a little look at that. You would lower down on the exhale through chaturanga. The feet position is the same, they're slightly wide. Tops of the feet rest on the mat. Elbows squeeze in, shoulders roll onto the back to start strengthening, and then you lift and straighten out the arms, and as you do, the legs will lift up, pressing the tops of feet into the ground. This is why it requires some ankle flexibility too. Keep brightening across the collarbones, so resist the urge to round forwards, and also resist shrugging your shoulders. Keep lifting up and out through strong arms. Looking straight forwards in this pose. And you can softly lower your way down. And if you join me to try that out, make your way back to a child's pose and just rest for a moment. Hips back to your feet. Good. So you can take a few moments in your child's pose if you need to. I hope that helps you to understand the difference between your Cobra and upward facing dog, and helps you make that decision next time you're in a Vinyasa class, which one will benefit you the most. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.